Thank you once again for spending a few minutes this week to learn more about what's going on at FHN as we provide our community update on COVID-19 activity. And joining me today is our incident commander and also our chief nursing officer and chief operating officer, Kathy Martinez. And Kathy's going to be sharing a lot of information about vaccinations and COVID-19 in general. So I'm very grateful for her taking time out of her busy schedule to be able to share with all of you.
FHN recently moved away from the COVID-19 vaccination list, as many people had signed up on different lists, as well as we were calling people who had already been vaccinated. We chose to have a more efficient process, as well as allow the individuals in our community to sign up for a date and time that works for them for their vaccination. Individuals in our community are able to go to the FHN website. You put in some simple information such as your name, address, date of birth, answer a few other questions, click on the date and time that you want for your vaccination, and you are registered. Currently, individuals who are 18 years and older can sign up on our website for their COVID-19 vaccination. That is primarily due to the fact that we have Moderna vaccination, which does require an individual to be 18 years and older. In the event that we would receive Pfizer vaccine, which allows those who are 16 and over to get the vaccine, we would publicize that and open up that registration site as well. Currently, FHN is offering vaccinations at the Dirk Drive building, where we're able to give vaccines Monday through Friday. As many of you are aware, the vaccines come in 2 different doses, so many times we have first vaccinations as well as second vaccinations Monday through Friday. Our doses are limited through what we have allocated from the health department, which really does drive how many days a week that we can offer vaccines to our community. Currently, the number of vaccinations that we're able to administer really is dependent upon how many vaccines that we've been allocated through the health department supply. Our general rule is that we try to vaccinate at least 120 individuals each day of the week. We are moving to an area where we are starting to allow walk-ins. If we have any extra vaccination, we don't want it to go to waste, and therefore, we would publicize if we have opportunities for walk-ins on our Facebook page, as well as have a sign located outside our building that says walk-in opportunities are available. There are many opportunities for our community members to sign up for their vaccinations. The Stephenson County Health Department offers different offerings, as well as pharmacies such as Walgreens and Cub Foods. We really want to encourage vaccination, so if you're able to receive a vaccination at one of those other sites, we encourage you to do so. If an individual doesn't have access to a computer or is having trouble registering, we encourage you to call 815-599-6412. You'll be assisted by one of our FHN team members to get you registered and scheduled for a date and time that works for you. As always, we want our community members to remember to wear a mask, socially distance, and wash your hands frequently. Also, please consider vaccination. We really want to return to normal life, and we want you to be able to be protected against COVID-19, as well as your family members. Thank you for your patience as we try to get our community vaccinated.
The past couple of weeks, we've certainly seen a continued presence of COVID-19 positive patients, unfortunately including patients that are on a ventilator. However, we've seen that number sort of flatten, so we haven't seen any significant upswings, nor have we seen significant decreases. At present, we've been running anywhere between 8 to 12 patients at any one time in the hospital. There's a lot of contributing factors to that, part of which is people getting together, being more exposure. There's some new variants, and there's a lot of unknown information about that. A number of individuals are just not following mitigation guidelines, and that's a natural occurrence when we're not following a lot of those mitigations and we're getting together more often and in closer proximity. As things sort of loosen restrictions, that occurs as well. So I believe that's all contributing to some of the increases that we're seeing. We should expect that. It's unknown and really depends on how a surge is being defined. There's really not a textbook definition as to what constitutes a surge officially. It's really been a term that we've developed during the pandemic. We are seeing a rise, but that may be a natural rise or an ebb and a flow. To say it's a surge just yet, I'm not sure I could describe it as such. We are all hopefully wanting to get back to a non-pandemic state or a pre-pandemic state for the 4th of July. Far as being realistic, it really depends on how well people are able to maintain mitigation efforts, how well we're able to successfully vaccinate a number of individuals before we could say with any degree of confidence what that would look like. But it certainly is a worthwhile goal for us all to pursue. Though I believe this 4th of July, we're still going to have to execute cautiously and be careful, yet at the same time certainly be a lot better than the previous year. I think it's good that we're seeing lesser people getting as ill, or especially less people dying from COVID-19, but that doesn't mean it isn't still a risk out there. And the more people that become vaccinated, the less likelihood that the virus is going to be able to live or be able to be as transmissible. It runs out of places to go. So the sooner we can get rid of it or mitigate it to such a small amount, the better for everybody. I think one person becoming ill or one person dying is significant, and we need to be mindful of doing all we can to prevent that. In the counties that we serve, we have not had a prevalence of the variants. Certainly in Illinois, we've seen some different variants that have risen, but here locally we have not seen verified variants of any number that has really caused us concern. Though it's really just a matter of time. We're certainly expecting to be able to see some of those. But once again, the more that we keep things under control and we keep the numbers down, the lesser chance that that's going to be a significant number. I don't know. However, it's very likely. Many of the vaccine manufacturers are already well underway to creating a booster version of the vaccine or the next version of the vaccine. So there's a lot of questions out there. Would that booster be approved through the FDA through a normal process? Would that be through the emergency use authorization? With the virus being such a novel or new virus, we're still trying to learn much about that. Will this be similar to what we see with the influenza, where we're dealing with it for many years with different strains or variants and vaccinations that will be required? This is a new technology as far as the vaccinations that we're seeing that have been approved. So a booster is likely, but it's also not complete certainty. I'd like for people to really enjoy the beauty of our area, to get out, become active, engage in a lot of healthy activities. It's a great time to join our virtual Get Fit Challenge, which details are available on our website, www.fhn.org. Really love to see a lot of people getting engaged with that, as well as being smart about what we do, following the appropriate mitigation guidelines. Certainly do not delay your health care. It's a great time to come in and see your primary care provider as we get ready to get more active and enjoy time away or potentially take some trips. Let's make some time and make sure our health, just like we would check the tires in our car before we took a long trip. We check them for air pressure, we check our oil. It may be something as we look at vacations or camping or spending some time away, we do the same thing for our bodies by checking with our primary care professionals.